Hi, my name is Brenda, and this is my friend George Woodward, and we've been talking about the gospel and what it means for us as Canadians to bring the gospel to the world. And so, George, one of the things I've heard you talk about is that Canada is at a tipping point. So do you want to explain to us what exactly you mean by that?
Yeah, thank you, Brenda. Great to be with you again, by the way. Thank you for doing this with me. Yeah, I do really feel that Canada is at a tipping point, and it's an exciting time to be alive, first of all. I don't look at this as this negative, really down, we're really in trouble, but we have to also recognize the seasons and the timing that we're in. And I think God really wants us to know that so that we can begin to take action, maybe in different ways than we have in the past. Not out of the biblical plan, but certainly maybe different than what we have. So at a tipping point, what does it really mean? What am I thinking about? And really I have to look at our society. I have to look at where we've come in the last 50 years, 40 years, 30, whatever number you want to pick, as far as our societal norms are concerned. And what we considered prohibited before, what we considered we would never do those things before, even 25 or 30 years ago, today seem to be commonplace. And society has sort of grown numb to it, thinking this is okay, this is all right. We've always had problems with divorce rate, but if you look at the numbers today, it says divorce rate really isn't all that much changed, but the reason it hasn't changed is because most people are just determining not to get married anymore. And so when they split up and stuff, we don't really see those stats, but it really has changed in our society. I think our whole society as far as abortion is concerned, and then euthanasia and the things that are going on in our schools today all indicate that our nation, as far as our morals are concerned, and the basic principles on which our nation was founded, and our Judeo-Christian ethics that were brought in by our founding fathers and really have established our nation, have really decayed. And so we are at a tipping point. We either are going to fall off of the cliff into the abyss, or we're going to have this tremendous turnaround, and that's really where I am. I really believe that God has staged us now for this great turnaround and exciting opportunity.
So you don't believe that we've gone too far?
I don't think we have. I don't think so. I think that we have some examples, and we have to be cognizant of them, and that is, we've seen some nations in the past that are going on right now that maybe have gone over that edge, that maybe they're saying themselves, there's no possible way for us to come back. Not sure I believe that either, but they're feeling that way. But I don't think that's the thing in Canada, but we must be alert.
Right. So then what has to change, and how does that involve us as Christians and as leaders?
I think what I have done in the past is look at all of the elements that I don't agree with or I don't think are right for our society and think, okay, so how do I attack those elements and bring righteousness, if you will, to those? And I'm not sure that has worked in the past. I really think that what God is desiring for us to do is to see a transformation on the inside of the population of men and women of Canada. For instance, I used to be quite a smoker. I used to smoke a lot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Shocked, George.
Anyway, we'll leave all that testimony someplace else. But I smoked a lot. But I quit many times. Many times. But it was only until I had an internal mindset that said, I am going to change, that I actually did. I could say it all I like, but until I had this internal change. And I believe that God is raising up a generation today of men and women like you that are yearning for a grassroots transformation in our nation, of not putting rules upon people and saying you can't do this and you shouldn't do that and you mustn't do that, but rather within themselves it becomes, because of who Jesus is on the inside of them, they no longer have the desires to do so. So we won't be fighting against abortion. People will decide that's not the way I should be doing it. We won't be fighting against drug abuse because they'll recognize on the inside of them that God has not called them to that. There is a transformation that is so different from what I've been used to in the past. Rather than attacking the elements, rather than attacking the individual things, can we bring Jesus to every sphere of influence in Canada so people are transformed from the inside out and change our nation?
Can we?
We can. We can.
Well, good. That's
We can.
encouraging news.
We
I'm glad
can.
to
We
hear it.
can. We can. Yeah.
Thank you, George.
You're very welcome. Great to be with you again.